Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to walk you through my plugin for RPG Maker MZ. It is a fully editable UI based skill tree. So let's jump in right here. So we'll go into the menu, we'll see skill tree is here, and look at that. So this is what I've already pre-populated. You can do whatever you want. So we'll start off at the top. Your skills are whatever are in your database. So anything you create goes into here. Now, a couple of things that I've learned. We're going to go to this first skill right here. So the formulas and all of the items that go into creating the skill in the database do show up. And then you can add what you want to go up with each rank. And this even tells you kind of a forecast of the next rank. And so you get to build these skills how you want them to be built. Now, all of this is done inside the UI here in the playtest, which I think makes this a much better choice than some other options, unless you really love going into the plugin manager and doing everything that's based on text and then having to save and go back. This way, everything you can see in real time, it works in real time, and you can get a pretty good sense of how this looks without having to jump back and forth. Also, the editor works across all the skill trees that you've created. And so you can go in here and have multiple skill trees. Like right now I have 3 for this character class. I have 3 for the mage. You could go through and make as much as you want. And then you only have to log in to the playtest once to go through all that. So this obviously is going to be the main skill tree page that shows you your skills. As you can see, there is a little line right here that shows an indication of being linked to another skill here. We're going to click E to go to the editor, and as you can see, here's what I've done. I've mapped all these out this way. It translates to this, which is nice, so it's a nice visual representation. So we're going to start off with Zeal. So we're going to use our navigational buttons on the keyboard here. Click Enter. Now you can see it tells you what the ID is, so that's what displays under the skill icon itself. This right here is where you can change what the skills are. So again, you cycle through this and it goes through all of the skills in your database. So you don't necessarily have to write down or memorize all these and go back and forth. You can scroll through them, which is super, super nice. Once you're done with that, you can determine how many ranks that each skill can get, how many points it takes to get each skill level up. The icon index, honestly, you don't have to mess with that. The icon for the skill will default to the one that you've set in the database. This is the part where you can link the skills. So requires will tell the system what skills are required in order to unlock this skill. It'll also link them together. So if you want to create this gold line, which will then create a gold line in the actual skill tree, you need to tell the system what this skill needs in order to be unlocked. You can further that by setting a level of skill ranks and actual character level. You can even set your own description. And then this is where you set what happens on level up. And included with the download for this is an Excel spreadsheet that shows you what each of these are. So you essentially will have your parameters, you'll have costs, you'll have all sorts of different base level stats that you can then assign, and it tells you exactly what you need to do here. So for instance, like parameter 2, this 2 right here is for attack, physical attack, and then this 2, I'm telling it this is how many points it goes up per level. So with every level up, you get 2 attack points per level, and then TP cost. Essentially, this box is the skill. As you see, this is skill number 232, so it tells it where to go in the database, and I'm telling it I want it to increase by 5 TP per level. And then once you're done, you save. Now, anything you do here, if you add these, move them around, change any of the parameters, before you leave this box, you want to hit A on your keyboard, it saves it. Now, if we go back into the editor and you want to go to a different tree, you can hit Q and W to navigate, and as you see, it'll change. So right now I have a total of 6 trees created. between these two classes. And you see I have these all linked up. So you can kind of have some fun with this, right? And if you wanted to, you could, take a skill and then have other nodes that pop off of it that aren't other skills or levels up to the skill, but rather passives or ways to change the skill, that kind of thing. I'll be honest, I haven't messed with any of that myself, but the possibilities with this are endless. And because the editor isn't an easy-to-use UI, I feel like this gives this plugin the most amount of flexibility, which is fantastic. Again, so once you're done, hit A, go back, and you've got your skill tree here, everything nice and mapped out. And so this is my plugin in a nutshell. Thanks.